Go ahead, Osama.
Hello, everyone. Today we will be doing a presentation about the design of an expanding storage system solution for household storage unit. Pretty complicated, right? So let's start off by saying one thing: storage and warehouse engineering is a real thing. Some engineers out there are in fact working in warehouses, trying to improve storage, and so it's a part from industrial engineering. Have you faced a problem with storage at your home? Well, because I apparently have, and in this project, I decided to solve it. So let's understand our problem first. We need a mountable system that can extend storage made from simple household items. We didn't want to use some fancy engineering tools, and we wanted it to be easy to mount without hurting the surface, and it must resist some weight. So what could our solution be? This, right? Pretty funny, right? So let's understand how we can use a normal cloth hanger to design our solution. First of all, we need to do a modification on the geometry. We need to cut it in half to have this shape, if you can see it here. And like it will create a triangle-like system, and we can easily mount it using hot glue or hot silicone. It's easy to produce, so it's ideal for our project. I want to explain how we can use this as an expandable system for storage. So basically, we use this and we mount it on the surface, on the exterior surface of a closet, and then we can use other hangers to hang more clothes on this part of the system. But of course, it failed, else we wouldn't be doing this project. So why did it really fail? Actually, in our project, we didn't design one solution, but two. And in order to explain why the first one failed, we'll compare it with the second one, which is a successful design that didn't fail. First of all, material. You can see on the left that the first solution was made from wood. Meanwhile, the second one was made from metal. Well, metal is stronger than wood. So yeah. Our second aspect is geometry. So you can see that the first solution was an open geometry. It had only two sides, not three. Meanwhile, the second one is a triangle-shaped geometry, which can resist way more stress and is harder to fail. So this geometry, after mounting it, we will have stress or pressure applied on two axes, which will make it more harder for it to resist failure. Talking about stress, so stress concentration is very important in this project. We need to minimize our stress as much as possible. So we did calculate the area, the contact area between the system and the closet. For the first design, it was 22.64 centimeters squared. Meanwhile, the second one was 30 centimeters squared, which is almost 25% more, which is a huge improvement. We all know that as area decrease, pressure increase. I mean, we should all know that. So P equal F over A. So as A decreases, P increases. So we need a higher area for less pressure and possibly not a failure. Finally, we need to talk about the mounting method. Because we couldn't use journey because I didn't want to damage my closet, so we can use glue. And there we can see two types of glue. Let's give it a thought. Which one do you think is stronger? Well, the one on the left looks maybe cooler or something, but the one on the right is actually the better and stronger. It's like the super amount of glue. Now we can move to Emir.
Thank you, Osama. Is my voice coming clear?
Yeah, yeah, it's quite clear.
All right. So as Osama mentioned, the silicone sealant is the better option in our case because we need a sturdy bond between the piece and the surface, and it should not be affected by other conditions like the humidity or wetness or high temperatures. As the adhesive bond of the hot glue weakens when being exposed to these effects, contrary to the sealant, which forms a waterproof seal after it has been left to cure. You can skip. So basically, as the second solution, we got a metal shelf and used it as it is. It was much more easier to mount compared to the wooden piece because there was only one single straight surface area which should be fixed to the closet. Also, the silicone sealant worked out pretty well after it has cured. We actually could have used an E6000 super glue, but it was a more pricey option than the sealant, so we didn't use it. You can skip. Furthermore, if we were to compare the general aspects of the materials themselves, we can actually see that wood is highly affected by humidity and moisture, and this can lead to warping and rotting of the wood, and we definitely don't want this to happen. On the other hand, metal is not affected by such factors and is resistant to molding. It may be pricier to afford compared to wood, but in our case, we already possessed both of the materials, so we are good. Luckily, we didn't have to cut the metal piece because it requires additional equipment knowledge to do that. Other than that, I think it is important to know that wood materials that contain preservatives may emit VOC emissions, which stands as volatile organic compounds, which basically are emitted gases that may have short or long-term health effects like eye or nose or throat irritation, loss of coordination, or headaches. Of course, a little piece of wood may not pose a threat, but metals does not emit these emissions at all. You can skip the last slide. So finally, as expected, our second solution was successful and didn't give us any difficulties.
Your reference with the 0, 1, 2 weights that you have shown in your report.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, you have given some weights for